He just keeps walking. I'm like, that can't be him, right? Like, somebody would be after him right now. I'm like, I'm sorry, and I just left, and then I didn't come back for like 45 minutes.
You didn't come back for 45 minutes?
Yeah. Are we interviewing?
I don't know. Has it been going? Yes. Carl's been doing this all day. Hello, guys, and welcome to another Friend Interview with Gilly, and I am joined by Ravi, or Feardragon. Is it Feardragon?
I actually don't really care too much. It's so weird, like, with gamer tags, because I have a better memory for gamer tags, so when I ask other people to introduce themselves to me, I ask for their gamer tag, but then I will generally just automatically say, my name is Ravi. What's your name? Oh, nice to meet you, Hipmonk77 or something. Like, it's just easier for me to remember.
To remember gamer tags or name?
Yeah, because they're so much more unique than, like, regular names.
Yeah, for sure they are. I know a lot of people are like, is it Gillyweed SC2, Gillyweed? I don't know. I don't really care. I actually probably prefer Gilly or Gillyweed because that's just a mouthful to say the SC2 afterwards.
The SC2 is annoying. Yeah.
It is annoying. It was more out of necessity for Twitter.
Oh my god, I know exactly how you feel. I have my biggest regret in like my entire life, not just in gaming, is that I have a 64 at the end of my Twitter handle and YouTube and Twitch. And I'm like, if I want to change one of these, I have to change all of them. Oh god.
Yep, it's a nightmare. Nightmare scenario.
You gotta stay consistent. Like, no offense, shout out to Tempo, but it's like twitch.tv/team Tempo, youtube.com/tempo with a 0, twitter.com/tempo_s. It's nobody can remember, dude. I'm sorry.
That's okay because you can pretty much just Google him, like Tempo Twitter.
That's true. And then you immediately get like all of his awesome songs, and then you're pretty much busy for like 45 minutes.
That's true. What's your favorite Tempo song?
Oh god, I actually really like Alive. I like randomly will just be walking through hallways or something, and I will just start humming it. It's such a catchy tune. It has so many awesome references. I really like that song.
My favorite one is Without Mules, because one time I was in Walmart and Without You came on, and all I could do was think of the Marines, like, doing their dance.
Yes, oh my god, whenever I hear, like, songs that Tempo's parodied, I oftentimes think of Tempo's song rather than the actual song.
I think that's a measure of success.
That it definitely is. Tempo is awesome.
He is awesome. We love you, Tempo. Shout out Tempo. Like a 5-minute shout out to Tempo.
So anyways, yes, Tempo.
Okay, so we've covered Tempo as a topic.
Okay.
Let's move on to Breaking Out.
Okay.
/ the Breakout Invitational.
Yeah, that's that thing that guy does.
Yeah, that guy is you.
Yes. Apparently it happens to be me.
Yes. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the entity that is the...
Yeah, sure. So first of all, for those who don't know, Breaking Out is a show about up-and-coming North American StarCraft 2 players that have a lot of trouble getting their name out there. Maybe they're kind of like on the border of being able to actually play and compete with other North American pros, but they're not quite there. They don't really have the incentive. So I kind of started the show and the tournament to try and actually give a bit more incentives for those players trying to like break out of the scene. I do want to say also though that I'm not actually like breaking out. Really breaking out to me is like a huge group of people who just came together and decided to help me with this like idea that I had. So I have like Cybert who helps me with all of the amazing like production and like video and art assets, etc. Minnie Mouse who does all like the overlays and everything. Master Dog does like admin. Like just all these people come together and help me do this. So like the way that I look at it is all of the shitty parts of the show are me, and then everything else that's really cool is like all these people that I've managed to pull in.
Well, you know, you bring people in with your ideas and personality. That's part.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. To me, there's still a lot of room for improvement on the show, but I'm really happy. I just finished up season 3, and it went pretty well, I think.
Awesome. And on that topic, why don't you tell me maybe highlights of the year or from season 3, your favorite moments?
God, so most of my favorite, my favorite part of the show is the actual show, not the tournament, which is so funny because most people don't even think of the show when they think of Breaking Out. They think of just the tournament. But all my favorite moments are from the tournament because it's just it's like 3 days that are just completely condensed. It's like BlizzCon, where it's just like this intense rush of like constant StarCraft and just getting super deep into the waters of like whatever is going on. So like that's when I feel, I guess, like the most the most hashtag passion or whatever you want to call it. But like, I have like moments where, especially like Siphon versus Reborn, there was like a match in the semifinals where they're like teammates and they're like really good friends, and it was such a close series where Reborn was like up 2-0, and then Siphon like finally just comes back and like 3-0s in like the sickest like long ass games. Sorry, I'm like cursing a little bit, but
passion.
Hashtag passion. I can't filter myself. But it was just like that. There was also like Intense when he fought against Bales in like the group stage. That was absolutely sick. And,
I remember that one.
oh my god. Bales is like a really good Protoss player, even though he didn't quite do as well during that tournament. But like Intense, he has like a mental block against Protoss. He said like the reason why he thinks he hasn't done well is because of Protoss. He has like an 80% win rate in TVT and TVZ, but it's just like that one matchup. So then to see him knowing all this, go against Bales, lose the first game, and then manage to make this like very, very epic comeback, like super duper scrappy games, and like to immediately come on with the winner's interview. The winner's interviews are like my favorite part, especially after knowing that it's like these people have just overcome something really hard to overcome. That's like, that's to me like one of the best reasons I really like StarCraft. It's just like watching people do really hard things and care a lot about it.
And overcoming things that you know that they struggle with, like when Jaedong overcame his like difficulty versus Protoss.
Yes, exactly. It's like when Jaedong, it was called like JVZ because his ZVZ was amazing, but then his ZVP, oh my god, it was like terrible to watch. I think Destiny like made references at certain points where it was like, yeah, if I just give a Platinum League player this like control of this game against like, I don't know, like MVP or whoever, they'll probably finish it and win. But Jaedong managed to lose it somehow. Like, but he worked so hard, and that was when people really started to like, well, I won't say really started to care about Jaedong, but like that was when people were really hyped about it because you want to see people succeed.
Ravi clearly has so much passion that our battery died, but we're back now. We're good.
Well, welcome back.
Welcome back. So I also want to ask you, now Day 9 helped cast, right? The finale, the finals?
Yeah, he helped cast the semifinals and the finals. Got all the way up until like the last game of the finals before he had to take off, but it was insane. I actually have a lot of respect for Day 9. I look up to him as sort of a role model, not just like as a StarCraft person, but if you listen to like his dailies that are like super off topic from StarCraft, where he just talks about his kind of philosophy on life, it really kind of makes sense to me. And it just seems like sort of a happier way to live life and also help other people be happier. So it was amazing to cast with him. I was also like incredibly nervous. I was incredibly nervous. I was like, oh God, I hope I don't like throw up on cast or something. But he is actually, like, he's a tried and true professional. He like made me feel super duper comfortable. Normally I'm like the guy that I consider like as a caster, I'm not actually very good. I have to kind of make up for a lot of my shortcomings as a commentator by doing a lot of preparation and research. So it was amazing because like Day 9, I'm not like paying him $1. I'm not paying him a cent. He's not getting any notoriety or anything by doing a tournament that quite literally will probably get, more likely than not, will get less viewers than if he just turned on his stream and started like typing stuff, random sentences into Notepad. He would probably get more viewers. So he's like not gaining anything from this, but he was still willing to put in the effort. He like sat down with me. I was like, hey, do you have some time to talk before we actually go live so we can like go over everything, kind of cover our bases, figure out exactly what the plan is, etc. So he was amazing to commentate with.
Well, I'm odd. Just like
I could ramble about Day 9 for like days, so you need to cut me off at some point.
All right. Well, I do have one more question though, but how did you just approach him and ask him, like, explain what it was?
Actually, yeah, it was at this convention center. I would say around, I'm really bad with distances, I don't know, like 200-300 yards that way, feet.
Where it all happened?
Exactly. So I randomly saw Day 9 leaving MLG Anaheim, the convention center, after like day 1 or something, and I just was amazed that nobody was following him and he didn't have a huge crowd around him. So I like ran after him, I introduced myself, and I've actually done some casting for the After Hours Gaming League. So he kind of knew me from that. I also like tweeted at him like for 30 days in a row doing like casting or something. It's a long story. But yeah, he kind of knew vaguely who I was, so it was really awesome, and I got to know him a little bit better there. And then I actually asked like Total Biscuit, Day 9, In Control, like I asked a bunch of these commentators to do or if they were willing to cast with me for the Invitational pretty much every season. And this time In Control and Day 9 were both available because I tried to schedule it around their schedules, and it ended up working out. So he's always actually been really awesome and been like, yeah, I would love to, I'm just like not available. So it was amazing that he was able to come on.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you, Day 9. And in reference to Tempo again.
Thank you, Day. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So next season, is it going to be next year?
Yes, definitely. My passion tanks are running low. I need a little bit of time to recuperate.
Recharge time.
Yeah, breaking out takes a lot out of me because for the way that it works is there's basically a month and a half that I am coming home because I still have a full-time job. So I come home from work around like 7 or 8 p.m. and then I just sit down and edit for like 5-6 hours, or I record content for like 5-6 hours, and then I go to bed. That's like my life for a month and a half. And then occasionally Rifkin coaxes me into doing Copa America, and I'm like, oh God, this is a terrible idea. No, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, so it's something that I can only do like maybe 2 times a year, and it takes a lot out of me. So I just need some time to recuperate. That's
understandable. Next season, do you have any new things lined up? Any plans for improvements? Anything like that?
Yeah, I would say that the biggest thing right now for me is 2 things on my mind for next season is figuring out how to make this a little bit more financially sustainable. Not necessarily because I don't enjoy like throwing in the $1,000 that I do for like the tournament and everything every time, but it's more that I think about, oh, well, if I can make that money somewhere else, I can do something else with those $1,000. I can do like, I don't know, doing something on like the ladder where it's like top 3 ladder spots on North America, get, you know, $500 or something. Like that would, to me, that's like a really cool thing. And that would be like a cool incentive. Or like I would love to do crazy random idea for tournaments, like the Red Bull ones where players have 3 lives, except I don't know, it's like a board game. Something crazy like that. So like that's the number one thing that I'm thinking about, is just kind of financially figuring out how to replace that money with like either subs or sponsors, etc. The second thing that I'm thinking about is just kind of driving more viewers to the actual show itself, because right now the tournament has great viewership. The show has like kind of lower viewership. It's definitely on the low end, but I think that if I can build more interest in the show, that'll automatically build into the tournament.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Yeah. Awesome. Well, good luck with all those things. Before we go, did you want to give any shout-outs? Maybe you had some for the show, but...
Yes, shout-out to Tempo StarCraft, who I'm sponsored... No, shout-out to Tempo. Shout-out to everyone that's ever helped me with breaking out. I mean, I could seriously just go on a giant list: Minnie Mouse GG, Cybert, Master Dalk, Nanman, Day 9 In Control, Zombie Grub, Base Trade TV with Rifkin. I could keep going on, but thank you to everyone that's ever helped me out, and thank you to you, Gilly, because you also helped me out and actually gave me the idea of doing the giveaway with the little Zergling plushies and everything. So everyone that's ever going to win and has won one, you guys can thank Gillyweed for that.
Anytime, anything I can do to help, ever. I want to thank you for providing such an amazing thing to our community. I know that the NA scene, it needs to grow more, and I think that what you're doing is just fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Sure, and before we go, where people can follow you, follow the show, etc.
You guys can follow me at Feardragon64 on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And I also just want to say, like, thank you for doing amazing stuff, because I've been thinking about this a lot more, and just kind of like, one thing that I feel like StarCraft for a while has sort of lacked is, I do visit like other random like subreddits for games and stuff like Dota and everything, and I see like all this like random artwork and all this kind of stuff where people really heavily invested into the game. And besides like a lot of Gillyweed stuff, we don't actually see that quite as much like in StarCraft. And I think that's a damn shame, because that's like the stuff that really gets you invested, not just into esports and all that stuff, but like you really just like start to love the game, the whole thing around it. So thank you for doing such an amazing job.
Well, thank you. That's really nice of you. Anything else?
That is it. Tune in for Breaking Out Season 4 whenever it happens, probably in February.
Yay! I will definitely be doing it, so you guys should too. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me, and I'll be back soon with another friend interview later.
Shout out to Carl.
Yeah.